Hey, this is Yochanan with Testimonies. We're here in Orosi, California at the Feast of Sukkot 2024. And we are going to be spending some time with people that are celebrating the feast, talking about their love response and why they're here. Why keep the feast? Why do Shabbat? Why do any of this? And we're going to talk about our experience, strength, and hope together. And hopefully you might be inspired. Okay.
Legoretta, and
Angela Hydro.
How long have you been married?
10 years.
Have you been keeping the feast before you met, or
Now,
just together?
yeah, when we met, we were going to Mega Church, Bakersfield.
Mega Church.
Yeah, the BBF, Valley Bible Fellowship. That's kind of what we started, and it's worked pretty good for us. Pastor there. And then we moved on to Pentecostal Church. Yeah, then we moved on to the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And then from there, we started digging more into the Word and realizing there's more than just the Sabbath. So we knew about the feast, but we read about it. Of course, what is it? What do you do? So Christmas and Easter, when you're born with that, you're raised with that. Your children tell your children's children, which is exactly what Torah says they're supposed to do with their children. That's why they already know what to do. So we already knew what to do with Christmas and all that. And then so when we started realizing the feast, we started searching. Come across 119 Ministries. Come across a few other ministries. And so when you're reading the Word and then you watch these videos, it's like, there's the answer right there. So it starts making sense. So after it starts making sense, we're like, well, we know we need to do this. How do you do it? And this is, now we're starting to research that out. And ultimately, that's what brought us here to Safe Haven Fellowship and doing Sukkot here in 2019. Started doing Sukkot here. And we know the Father. He brought us here. There wasn't, Brian didn't call or have an announcement saying, you have to keep Torah, you have to come to my place. We do have a leader, and it's the Ruach through Yeshua. He's our leader, and he's the one that guided us. He's the one that showed us this is what we needed to be. And I probably say that's probably a lot of the testimony for a lot of people here. Nobody came and told you, you have to be here, or you have to go to this Sukkot, or you have to do any of that. As you read, you start realizing things, and the Spirit guides you and shows you. So that's how that happened. That's how we ended up here.
So tell me about who initiated it at first? Was it like a joint thing, or was it like, no, you discovered it and then you went to her, or vice versa? How did that happen?
We were both on the same page.
Same time.
We woke up at the same time.
Once we hit the Sabbath, and that was Sean is the one that actually showed us the Sabbath, and through the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
And eating clean.
Yeah, eating clean and those kind of things. And they told us, at the time we're going to Sunday church, and he's like, there's something to this Sabbath thing. And so my response is I'm looking at Scripture through what the Sunday church tells you, how Paul is actually interpreting Scripture. So I actually had a hard time with that one. But then once I realized, no, that I'm reading it wrong, what Paul is saying. And once the Sabbath hit, and we both, she felt it more. She's like, I know there's something with the Sabbath, but once I came over, eating clean, and then when I came over, it's like everything, it just snowballed from there. And to eating clean, to the feast, to just understanding what Torah is, and of course you hear the whole thing, are you going to stone your kids now? Just getting over those things that just actually think about it doesn't even make sense. So but that's how that got.
So Can you introduce yourself here? So you're the one who said there's something about the Sabbath mark to pay attention.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So my name's Tom. As always, I am the son of my mom, Angela, and stepson of my father, and so I wasn't always a Seventh-day Adventist. I actually got married into it. Married and then learning about it and then joining into it. But I've always actually been a believer ever since I was little. So like my mom bounced around churches all the time, trying to find something, some foundation, something that was fit. Nothing at a young age, nothing really sticks with you because you're young, and we always found ourselves going back to Pentecostal faith. But we, in our family, at a young age, we never practiced. So we believed, but we never attended. I don't remember as a young kid ever. But we believed, we had, of course, in our house, we had like the cross and, Jesus on the cross, but we weren't really practicing. But it wasn't until I got older, I married my wife, she's an Adventist. The whole side of family is Adventist, Seventh-day Adventist. When I married her, I heard about the Sabbath, about eating clean, eating healthy. And so I actually started practicing that religion for, I want to say, 6-7 years. A few of those years, I never really delved deep into it. It wasn't until later on when actually one of my friends started questioning my beliefs that I started to start digging a little bit deeper, and I started asking questions. But actually going back a little bit, when my daughter was born, we actually had to go up north to watch niece, my wife's brother's daughter. We had to watch her for 3 months, and that's actually, this was probably like a year after being married. We went up there, and her brother's the one who actually showed me a lot of the biblical truths, I would say. So like he confirmed Sabbath with me. He confirmed all the eating with me, like eating clean. He confirmed the truth about hell, like when we die, we're not all burning in hell. These doctrines growing up, they really stick with you, because as a kid you hear, oh yeah, your family died, they're bad, they're burning in hell forever, and it's like, that's, as a kid, that's a lot, right? But so coming around to that truth, so there's these like little truth bombs I had with him, and that's actually when I was up north. That's when I shared the Sabbath with my parents, and I think that's actually what started having you guys dig into it a little bit too. So it kind of progressed from there.
So some may ask, did you get involved in Sabbath just to appease your wife?
No, yeah. So when you have the Word opened up to you and you're reading it with intent or truth, there's no denying that the Sabbath is true, right? I mean, it says in the scriptures. So it wasn't like it was forced upon me. It's something I just accepted because the Father had put that on my heart. Yeah, so it wasn't like this the SBA's right, shoving that up. It's something that something about me that found.
So I'd like to go around and talk about it now. Most of us, we've come to the truth of the scriptures. We see it, we understand it, all the things click. Now, what about the experience, the joy, and the experience and the joy that's built up the momentum over the years that you've been doing this? Let's talk a little bit about that.
I don't think I'll be a good example because this is actually my first time here at Sukkot. So,
What's your experience so far? This is the third day, right?
Yeah, so it's my second day here, second night. Experience is good. Well, the people, the fellowship, the brotherhood, conversation we had, just everything. The environment is good. A lot of people here who share the same belief, and I think that's what's key. I was telling Dietrich earlier and brother Josh that doctrines are separate. I get that doctrines are important, but I think the main thing is having a relationship with the Messiah, Yeshua, and I think that's actually first. To see well over 300 people here that have that same type of mentality, I think it's a blessing. I think that's the amazing part about this. To gather,
There's more.
So, what was the question again?
Where am I? Who are you? The joy of the feast, and because we know about the intellectual part, all that's great, but the experiential part. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So once we understood the Sabbath and just the blessings that come from that, and the blessings I'm talking about are just, it's freedom, the understanding of how it's nice to do something that the Father asked you to do, and not something that man has actually asked you to do, but something that our Creator has asked you to do, and just to follow His command, and then when we begin with the feast, being around the fellowship, it's just, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like being around brethren. You can understand now why Paul, when he journeyed, why he wanted to greet the brethren with a holy kiss. Those scriptures, come to life now. So I feel the same way when Brian, or any of the Brians that are here. I feel the same way. We can't wait to just hug them. We haven't seen them in a while. So this is our time when we come together and we can fellowship, and we're like-minded, and it's an awesome feeling.
It's hard to explain that thing. It really is.
Jeff says,
I noticed about the beats.
I do. This has been a while since last year since I've been on that dance floor. Being able to lift my hands and worship and praise Him. But for me, it's just being around my sisters, having a huge family here that you can depend on when you need prayer. When you're going through a difficult time, you can pick up the phone and call anybody here, and they're willing to stop what they do, pray for you, encourage you. Just the fellowship here, they got your back. That's what family's about, especially those that keep Torah, that love the Father, that love the Son. Just tell their fruit. They love people, they love their brothers and sisters. And anyways, so the feast. I look forward to it every year. Like, I cannot wait to come see them, put up my decorations to honor my king so that he would feel welcome to come into my home. Not just the temple home, but the physical home. I want him to come in and know my house is clean. This is decorated for him so that he is honored by it. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I love being here, and I love everybody here. The feast has been such a blessing to me, especially right now this year. Just being sick for the last 9 months, and then wasn't sure if I was going to make it here, and then the Father had a totally different plan for me. He was like, "You are going," and through the prayers of my husband, my children, his son, just reminding me that he's in control, and that you're going to go, you're going to celebrate his feast.
All right, let's give a quick closing statement of, if you were to encourage somebody or give them a reason why, someone that may be watching this first time hearing about the Feast of Shabbat, what would you do to try to bring them in?
It's different. It's different.
It's different.
It's different than what you would get at any other popular mainstream church that worships on Sunday for a few hours and goes home. It's like here, it's not like that. People who have this type of faith, who walk this type of walk, actually do it. And so, like my mom was saying, you can see the fruits of all these people here. You know that there's something different about those people who are part of a Sunday church, or looking for something to for some healing, or looking for something. There's people out there for a God, something to believe in, and I believe this will really, it could be a lot to take in, but our Messiah Yeshua was a lot to take in, so everybody's getting used to it.
Yeah.
Come and see.
That's glad to say that's good. It's just different.
Yeah. What it feels like to obey the Father. What a better thing to do than to bless your Creator. Just reading the words, they are true. His words are either true or they're not. It's not, you don't separate them, because one side is on the Old Testament, one side is the New Testament. Either his words are true or they're not. And where he says, these are my feast days, it's his. These aren't Jewish feast days. These aren't Seventh-day Adventist days. These aren't Jehovah's Witness days, or any church name you want to put it to. It says these are his feast days. So whenever you actually come as a community and rejoice in his feast days, it's just an awesome feeling. And what comes from that is just everybody, like Tom was saying, it's just there's a love here that I just can't explain. And I guess it's because that's what the Torah is. It's our Father's character. It's his character that is actually being written out in words. So then when you start doing that, you actually take on that. And this is why Paul talks about the fruits of the Spirit. You can't have the fruits of the Spirit until you actually go into the Old Testament and actually read. And you're not even as that's for somebody else. That's another churches or another, that's for Israel or whatever. No, that's for all of us, That's like Paul said, we're all grafted in. All for Israel, So when we accept Yeshua and come around here, everybody believes the same. It just makes for a great.
Any last comment?
Well, I'm just grateful to be here. Grateful to be alive today. Not knowing, what can happen tomorrow. But we are here today just to do. So it's better to be leading it to Him and receive blessing, or you can be disobedient and receive curses. So, and I choose to be obedient to the best of my ability.
I know for me in this movement, humility is key.
Yeah.
Being willing to be open-minded and teachable is a must. Being willing to let go of doctrine and traditions, and be like a Berean, be like an investigative reporter. Follow the thumbs where the truth lies. You'll find joy. And that's what the feasts are about. It's about joy, in which the Father is. With that joy and this celebration, the evil one don't want to come near you.
Yeah.
It's cast out through this joy, through this celebration.
One thing I kept playing in my mind is, though you slay me, I will trust you.
Another eyes. No weapon formed
you.
against me.
Yes, in all things I will love you and I will trust you. Even when I don't feel like it, I will still do it because you are my God. You are my Elohim.
Thank you so much for sharing your heart and your experience with system. All right, well, we'll see you on the next episode, guys.